Good morning. Surprise, I'm on Wednesday today. Just thought I'd hop on, do a little extra something with showing you the July paper pumpkin kit. Hey, I don't do the paper pumpkins regularly with you, but every once in a while I like to kind of open it up and share and get you to know what's in there, all right, and what the possibilities are. So perhaps you are a paper pumpkin subscriber, or maybe just you occasionally get a kit. That's okay too. Stampin' Up! Gives you that flexibility to decide if you want to get this delivered to your door monthly on a month-by-month basis subscription form, or you could do a prepaid subscription. You could do either 1 month, try it out, or you could do 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Okay, the more you do, you get a little bit of a discount, of course, too. So good morning. Say hello if you're on. I don't know who's there unless you say a little something. Say good morning. And I'd love to see who's on today. Oh, Debbie, could always count on you. How are you today? Good morning. Yeah, so I just thought I'd pop on, and I haven't, aside from the cellophane, I haven't even opened this. And sometimes I get to it, sometimes I don't. My paper pumpkins are on the back burner because I'm usually doing so many other little things. But this one has just been so gorgeous. I've seen people using it, doing alternative projects. So I just had to share. I had a little time today, and I thought I'd come on, say hello, see how things are going. Hello, Judy. Taking a break from house cleaning. Oh, good. Good. That's a good thing. Yeah, it seems to be the day. I ran into a couple other people that were cleaning house today. But anyway, good morning, Belinda from Alabama. Nice to have you on today. Thank you. Cloudy and humid. Yep, I'm good. Thank you, Debbie. It is sunny here in Maryland. I'm near Baltimore, and it's a little warm. Not quite as humid, but it is a little, got that summer feel. It's kind of like that hazy day of summer kind of a thing. So yeah, good morning, Lydia, another Daisy Bunch team member. Welcome. So yeah, a little surprise today. If you didn't hear, I just thought I'd pop on and share the paper pumpkin with you. Like I said, I haven't even opened it, but I have seen projects done with it. So I'm going to show you what's in here. We'll learn it together and we'll brainstorm. Just trying to get my things here. We'll brainstorm some alternative ideas. Tell me in the comments or show me thumbs up or something if you have this paper pumpkin kit. You had to order it by July 10th, and you can't get it now. Unfortunately, you have to order the paper pumpkin kit by the 10th. You have a sneak peek at what it's going to be, but you don't really know ahead of time. So it's kind of a surprise. That's kind of the beauty of it. Some people don't care for that. They like to know exactly what they're getting, but it's kind of fun. I think I shared with you once before that when I was little, my mom signed me up for a craft of the month kit. So that's what this reminds me of. Brings me back to my youth when I did those craft of the month. I started crafting a long time ago. Yeah, I think I might have been like 8 or 9 years old when we were doing that. But I remember once it was kind of like a stained glass, like you painted the back of the glass and then you crinkled foil and put behind there and made like a framed artwork thing with flowers. There might have been some felt artwork, somehow putting things together, or maybe some sand art. Every month was something different. And it was fun. And again, like you didn't really know what was coming. So it was, oh, what came today? What came today? So it was like Christmas, opening up a box. Right. So yeah, who has this paper pumpkin? Anybody? Hello, Tina. Nice to see you on today. Hi, Shirley, Joan. Oh my gosh, nice to see you. Laverne, good morning to you, another Daisy Bunch member. Okay. So, well, if you don't have this one, you're in for seeing a treat. like I said, you can't get it. I'm sorry if it's a teaser, but maybe it'll tempt you into looking into other paper pumpkins in the future. And even just give you ideas for card designs. So it's all good, right? This month, the Paper Pumpkin Kit is a beautifully designed box that, of course, you can use for other things. You can store cards in there. You can store card pieces. If you're traveling, you can put your own pieces in there and you've got your kit to go. Typically it comes in the iconic orange polka dotted paper pumpkin box. But every once in a while they have a decorative box to make it a little special. Unfortunately, mine got a little dented. It's a little pushed in there, but that's not Stampin' Up's fault. That's the post office for you, putting heavy boxes on there or whatever. But it's okay. I love it anyway. I love the watercolor look of the flowers on there, and we're going to open it up and see what's in there. So I have my coffee today. So yeah, my coffee cup says retired. My some coworkers gave me this when I retired from my school in 2016. And it says things to do: nap, nap, and relax, which in theory sounds good, but it's not me. I don't nap unless I'm like the end of the day, if I'm sitting down for 10 minutes and I'm like, start nodding off for 10 seconds, but whatever. It's something to strive for. Yeah, my husband says, you're working harder now. Well, that's okay. It's fun stuff. Fun stuff. So I'm going to flip the camera and we're going to kind of get started here. All right. So, okay, you have with the die. All right. Yes. Hi, Shirley. Let me explain that. Every 3 months, Stampin' Up comes up with a die add-on, a little die set add-on that you can get that will go with 3 months, 3 consecutive months of Paper Pumpkin. So I didn't get the dies, but they are very nice and they coordinate with the stamps that are in here. So as you know, you have some beautiful tissue paper. It is like you're getting a gift, right? Okay, like it's your birthday or Christmas or whatever, special gift. And it is a special gift because you know what? A lot of the work is done for you. And it's always something very beautiful. Look at these flowers. I love them. All right. So, and of course, we use that tissue paper, right? There's a lot of this melon mambo color in there. You can see there's coral, melon mambo, old olive, you know, some of the different greens in there. So pretty. Daffodil Delight. All right. So here we go. It comes with a gray granite ink spot this time. I've mentioned it before. Each month is a different color. So if you don't collect the regular ink pads, then you have the opportunity to try them out on a little stamping spot. I tend not to use these because I have the big pads. They're easier for me since I already have them. And this way, if I want to give a little gift to somebody, I can gift that away as well. Let me get my gray granites. There we go. I have the big one. All right, let's open it up. And I'm going to put together each of these cards as is. That's what I like to do, just so I have a sample of how they were designed to be put together. But of course, there's no rules. You can just do what you like. But, you know, it's great for a kid on the run. You're going on vacation. You want to do a little something. You want to share stamping with somebody else, maybe a person who's not an avid stamper. It's great to have everything there. It's kind of like, I don't know, kind of like those cooking packets that you get, right? Blue Apron or whatever different ones are. You have all the ingredients. They tell you exactly what to do. Bam, you're all good. So invite somebody over for your Blue Apron dinner and make some cards too. There you go. Make it an easy night. All right, so you have 9 different cards with beautiful envelopes inside, decorative also, matching colors. Okay, 3 in the Melamambo, 3 in the Calypso Coral, and 3 in the daisies. Oh, daisies. Love the daisies. I'm going to take one out of each of these things. Now here's the card. The backs are colored also. So when you're doing your alternative projects, you can cut these apart, use them as a layer. You can get creative with those as well. So there's that. It has these, the cards have these subtle blurred backgrounds of the flowers that are similar what's on the envelope and the stamp and the die cuts. And it has the splatters on there too. So makes it really pretty. And then the daisies. Here we are. Good morning, Michelle. Nice to see you on. All right. Wonder which ones are going to be our favorites. I love them all. I love the coral. That was my daughter's wedding colors, coral. Push this aside. One of my my goals today is to kind of rearrange my stamp room a little bit. I have an additional table I want to try in here, so I have more surface area, but it means kind of clearing everything out that's on the floor, turning the table around, seeing if this works before I bring the new table in. Actually, it's a tabletop that I have to order legs for, so I want to kind of see how the space goes with that. All right, you have these little strips here, one for each color. We'll put those there. These are going to be sort of just background to the sentiments. And then you have, let me get the unnecessary things out of here. I don't need them for now. Okay. And now here is the most beautiful part. Whoa, look at that. Poppies, I guess those are. The daisies, and I'm not sure what those are, but they're real pretty. real pretty. And wait till you see this. Be very delicate. They are attached to this frame here. This 8-sided frame here. So the intent is to layer them onto these cards with that in the background to give it a little more dimension or shadowing. If you notice, it really is exactly the same image. So if you want to even just use that as a card, put your sentiment on, and then use this on another card, you can get 2 for 1 out of it. The intent is to just sort of put it on there, offset it, and you have that shadowing or that depth right there. Yeah, so it's the same there, and then you have some extra leaves and stems down there. But let's get all the pieces together, and then we can do them up. All right, and then the daisies. I wish I could grow daisies here, but the deer eat them. They love daisies as much as I do. Okay, and then the poppies. Can you not think of Wizard of Oz when you say the word poppies? Oh, look, oh, it's so pretty. You've got moss in there. You've got olive. Love those colors. All right, now for the sentiments, this is something new. We have these, instead of just plain strips to stamp the sentiments on, they are already kind of fussy cut around the total shape of the sentiment. I'm just going to lay them here so that you can see the different shapes and how they match up with the sentiments. Now, some people are loving it, and other people are, it's not so great, because if you mess up, then you can't turn it over. Well, my answer to that is you have 2 extras that you can try it with, okay? Because each one will make 3 and you have 2 extras. So that's fine. And if you mess up that many times, which I probably have, it's okay. Just stamp it on white cardstock and fussy cut it yourself, or just leave it as a strip and stamp it on your strip. Okay, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to say, oh, don't ever do this again. This is terrible. I think it's kind of cool. Okay, so we have 1 each of those. And then you have your little insert flap showing you what the stamps are. And these fit very nicely into the Stampin' Up! Clear envelopes. So if you take one of these and your stamp set, do they have it in the same way? Yeah, there we go. All right, you can see what they are. You can just keep these in a clear envelope. That way you can see through it, you know what's there. And they're staying together for when your cards are all done, right? I would like to put on there which paper pumpkin it is, just so if you want to go back and look at videos and online things, you know, you can go back and say, oh, what can I do with these stamps, and get some inspiration. Okay, let me get a sip of my coffee. Okay, and of course you have the instruction sheet. Shows you the finished product on the front. For each card, card number 1, 2, and 3, you have pictures giving you the step-by-step instructions. And you have the dimensional shapes, you know, outlined there. You have some sticky strip in here, and you even have some embellishments. In this little packet, you have some sequins that are iridescent. You have some mini dimensionals, and you have these little tiny strips that are tear tape. Well, they're calling it coated tissue tape. Okay, so that's something different. All right. Hi, Joan. Back on again. Thank you for following me and coming on. Okay, you can include a piece as a pattern too. Okay, perfection overrated. Yeah. My strawberry plants, hostas, and cute. Yeah. Yeah, they like a lot of things, Joan. I know, the deer. So I do buy some things, try to grow things that are deer resistant. See, I spray once in a while, you know, the deer repellent stuff. So, all right, so let me see which sentiments go where. This one is going to go on the pink. And that's interesting. This doesn't look quite like that one there on the picture. Wow. Is there a different one that I missed? Oh, yeah, so there is. Okay, so they give you extras. They give you 5 of each. And they give you an extra one. I guess that's a sentiment that is not used in the examples. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 different patterns there. So this is the one that they show on the daisy card. That's interesting. Okay, I'm learning as we go. Okay, so I will take each of these, put them aside for a moment, and let's just start with the Melon Mambo one. It's going to be so quick and easy. And I am also going to save my mini dimensionals. That could be part of a little gift as well. And I'll just leave that little thing there. Okay, let me get the sentiment that matches with that. It says, I'm so lucky to have you in my life. Isn't that sweet? The other sentence say, you're simply the best. And the other one says, friends like you make life beautiful. I love that one. Oh, so sweet. All right, let me get this one out. My block. And put your photopolymer stamp down because you don't want it to bend or be wonky in any way. And then pick it up with your block. Remember, paper pumpkin, your first paper pumpkin kit will come with a small square block, which is about half the thickness of these blocks. But obviously you can use any block. But your first paper pumpkin will have that. And then after that, you use the same block, unless you have others. All right, so let's see what it says to do. I mean, I can look at it and kind of know, but I'll talk it through with you. All right, it says to stamp the sentiment on here with the gray granite. Hopefully my gray granite ink pad is juicy enough. I will test it out. Okay, good. Now, again, this is something I tell some people. The first time you use the photopolymer stamp, sometimes they might, when you ink it, it might bead up a little bit. The ink and the oils on the stamp itself will sometimes bead up a little bit. So you want to be able to clean these a little bit more. So sometimes stamp it a few times. And look, that was nice and straight. That would have been kind of nice. But maybe, I don't know. See, I could have even used that on a card. So I will just save that. On the back, I'm going to stamp it and then clean it. I'm going to get some of that residual chemicals off, oils or whatever it is that when they go through the machine. And then we will see a difference. All right, so let me test it on here. Much better. Okay. Now I will attempt to do it on a little outline. And I'm going to get my silicone mat because the cardstock is white. Well, it's a little thinner than cardstock, but since the paper is white, it's hard to see it when it's on a white background. I want to see the edges there. All right, let's see. So I kind of understand when people say, well, you can't turn it over. But then again, the fussy cutting's done for you. So what are you losing? You're not losing much. You have to just do it over. Cut it yourself or just leave it rectangular. There. That was nice. See? Worked out lovely. And you don't have to fussy cut. Okay, clean that one off. Put it back on my strip. Acetate. There we go. And I believe that's the only stamping you have to do on this one. You don't actually stamp these flowers or the background on anything, but it is there for alternative projects. So it's always nice they give you some extras. Okay, we're going to put dimensionals on the back of these flowers. Mini dimensionals. Use your pick tool to take them off. Makes it a lot easier. I have big dimensionals. I'm going to use those on the bigger flowers. Okay, I'm going to put one to the side, and I'll put a mini one on the other side there. They say to just put one. I like I like them supported more, especially since my frame is not going to be supported. Okay, so like I said, the picture shows fewer, but I can spare the mini dimensionals. It won't break me. All right, well, there I go. And then it says to put a dimensional on the back of here. And I think I could put a big one on there. It will fit. because when you turn it over, it's going to be raised on this side with the flowers, and then the side needs to be propped up so it's even. So you only need one on that side. Maybe I'll put a little piece of glue over there. All right, and then on the back of this, they're suggesting to use these little strips, which I will try. Looks like they're made with 3M. They just put one. I guess that's enough. Okay, and then we just assemble. Look how easy this is going to be. Flower frame over the flowers, offset a little bit. No. First we do this. Do our colored strip. If you don't like those little nubs from where it was perforated, get one of these little paper sanders. Stampin' Up! Used to sell them, but I'm sure you can get them in a craft store or online. Right? Sometimes those little nubs where it was attached show up, and I don't care for that. All right, so it says to put that across there. And then we will put our flowers down. I'm telling you, these images are just so beautiful. Everyone's loving this kit. Everyone. You can find lots of tutorials online. Alternative projects galore. Oh my gosh. Okay, then we just put that there. And it's like it's floating. Oh my goodness. If you want it to be extra cautious, I don't care too much how this is hanging here. If you wanted to get super tiny dimensional strip, I suppose you can slip something under there. You know what? I'm going to try. See what I can do. You have your edges. And I think if I cut super thin, that might be just what I need. I have special scissors just for my sticky gluey things. So when I have my stamping groups here, I say, okay, it's blue glue, blue scissors for glue. All right, let's see if I can get these under here. Because there's flowers over here and that's holding up, and I have dimensionals here, I'm just not thrilled with how that's there. So let's see if I can get this off of my fingers. I could use tweezers, I suppose. Oh, there we go. And try to slip it under there. Hold your breath. Yay! Okay, bye, Debbie. Granddaughter's here. Oh, good. Enjoy every minute. All right, so I have my extra foam dimensional under there that I just cut. To burnish this. Right, and then you have that beautiful back there. You have the envelope to match. Let's get our sentiment on there. Just going to go right over so that we see that strip underneath, and that's going to go there. Going to put, they say to put a dimensional right in the middle there. That's a great idea. Okay, I'm going to make sure it doesn't show though, right? So let's put a little mini to help hold that up and see where I want it to be. I'm going to put mine right in here. They have it there, but I just want that side. So, you know what? Just do both. Do one of each. Make sure it's going to be covered. Yeah, I'll put it up here. Okay. Let's use your pick tool to take those tops off. And here we go. So pretty, right? And then you can put some of your embellishments on those iridescent sequins. So you have some big and small. I like to do a big and a small on one side. I'll put some up here. Odd numbers are usually appealing. And then I'll put another small one down here. Down there? I don't know. Yeah, I'll put it there because there's a lot of white space there. All right, so look how pretty that is. Gorgeous. So quick and easy. All right, and then you have your beautiful coordinating envelope. How special will that be to find in your mailbox? And you have the, it's not lined, but it's designer paper on the inside. So very, very, very pretty, right? All right, let's do the coral one next. That's just going to be the same concept. That's card number 2 in the instructions. So there we go. We have the other sentiment, which is, let's celebrate you. Here we go. Get my block. I'm going to stamp and clean it off just a couple times. Again, the gray granite. The gray and the coral look really pretty together, right? Let me just get some scrap paper. I can even see it beading up on my, when I put the ink on here. Now let's see if the camera will pick that up. All right, well, I see it a lot on the L and the B, the tall ones there. Just looks like it was bubbly or something or other. All right, so let's take it off a little bit. Some people say use Versamark. Okay, I just find whatever ink I have, it's fine. I just do that a few times. And then you should be good. Okay, if you have little stamps, here's another little hint. Typically, with bigger stamps, we tend to pick up the ink right in the middle of our pad, right? So when I do have my smaller stamps, I try to use those edges more because there's still a lot of ink there. And means we'll use it up. Okay, I'm hoping this comes out okay. Yeah, it's a little bubbly, but it's okay. It's got a watercolory look to the artwork. Anyway, I'll excuse that. All right, so we have that. And following this along, the same as the other one, we're going to put dimensionals on the back. And I will start with big ones. Maybe I'll put 2 small ones there. A big one there. And don't forget that you can use your edges, especially for long things like leaves. There we go. Put on that leaf. As we learned, if you have a lot of space where there's no flower overlapping the frame, we might want to add something there, right? So actually, I could put one of those there, another piece there. All right, let's see if I can cut a tiny piece off again for up there. I'm anticipating that might be a little loose. Yeah, that's not too hard to do. Okay, looking good. Now this little strip is going to go on the left side this time. This is going to be more oriented right, but it doesn't have to be. This is centered, so you can put your top flowers any direction you want. You can do it the same way. They're just suggesting to go this way, and I will just to be different, just to So it's different from the other card. All right, where's my little strips? All right, so I guess they're including these instead of the little glue dots that they would put in there. Typically, you had these little gray dots. I guess they call them, what did I say these were? Double-coated tissue tape. Double-coated meaning top and bottom. And tissue tape, I guess because it's very thin like tissue paper. So you're not going to get any bulk, and it will be very transparent. All right, so this one goes under here, like so. Make sure it's straight. And hey, Lydia. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Lydia. And then we're going to put the poppies over there. What are your favorite flowers in this? Does anyone have a favorite one? They're all so pretty. I don't think I could choose. Good thing we don't have to. Sorry if you think this is overkill on the dimensionals, but I don't want someone picking up my card and having it tear or fall off or whatever. Here we go. This one's up a little bit. All right, so maybe later on I will put a little support over on this side. It's not too bad because there's support here and here, but just a thought. I think I will do. Okay, and then our sentiment. We'll put a dimensional over here. Mini. Again, because that's going down on the card base. And then over here, I could stick a little dimensional right under there to hold it up. Make sure I cover it. And then put on my bling. 1, 2. Another big one down here. Card number 2 is done. I should have burnished it ahead of time, I know, but I just like looking at all the pretty colors. Right. Card number 2. Love that watercolor look. So if you have die cuts, think about doing, maybe a stamped off. Like if you're stamping these images, stamp it full on your cardstock that you're going to raise up or fussy cut or die cut, whatever, and then maybe stamp off and do a lighter image behind it and then put some splatters on there. You can take your ink pens and just kind of tap it on your finger so that some splatters get on there, or maybe you have a stamp that does the splatters. We have several stamp sets that have a similar kind of a look. So you can just get inspiration from the card layout, right? Okay, so that's number 2, and it matches with the envelope very beautifully. There we go. I'm going to put that together. Careful putting it in. Don't want to touch those edges. Hopefully when somebody gets it, they don't have to put it back in the envelope. All right, and then the daisies. Super easy. All right, I will score this first. If you don't want to worry about getting like that shine on there, do it on the back. Sometimes when you rub it, it kind of makes the paper shiny. Or you can always just take some copy paper and put it over and then rub it that way too. So therefore, you're not actually getting that polished, shiny look on your cardstock. Okay, so again, similar. Wow, this is interesting. I'm looking here, not that it matters, but my pattern is more to the left and high. Oh, it is on here too. I just couldn't see it so much in here. Okay, never mind. So I'm going to get a little bit more of that background look up there if I put this more to the middle, right? Okay, so once you've done one, it's so easy to finish the rest, right? Especially when they're all so similar. So I already know, put my tear tape on the back of that. I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Well, I was going to sand off my little tabs, my little nubs there, but I'm going to wait, see if I get a good stamp first. Why do that unless I really have to? If I mess this up, I'm going to another piece of paper anyway. Okay. Oop. All right, this one says, friends like you make life beautiful. Get the ink pad. Some scrap paper. Clean it off a couple times. I like to cut my chamois sometimes, for moments like this where I could just rub. Okay, kind of gets a little bit of ink coverage over there and gets it all in there. Let's hope that's good. You can always just take a little very light dish detergent to the photopolymers to clean them as well if you like. It's pretty easy to line them up. Oh, that came out good. Right, not difficult at all, especially with the photopolymer, right? Oh, thank you, Joan. I can't take much credit, but let's say kudos to Stamp It Up on this one. Okay, and then we just put it all together like we did the other one. We have the strip going across the bottom here, about like so. We'll put dimensionals on here. Okay, do I have room for any of the big ones? Yeah, right there. And I'll just cut some of these. Oops. I kind of like the random shapes because you can fit them to pieces you need to fill. They're like long, skinny ones for the leaves. Or little smaller ones for those little areas there. Okay, there's a nice long piece I can use. That leaf. Flower center. Skinny one there. You get to know what you're going to need or how you want it to be. Here's a nice little V shape I can fit in there. And another one here. Okay, so I turn around and test it and see what you think. All right, I'm going to put a little something up here. Let me cut a thin piece off of here. Ooh. Definitely easier to do this ahead of time, not the first way I did it. I'm going to do both sides here. Maybe I'll even do 3. I like it secure. I don't know. Maybe it's too much, but okay, especially the corner. I'll put a little bit there. Another little one down here. Surprisingly easy to do, those tiny strips. Okay, a mini. Here we go. Put it on the card. Let's see, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a lot. 6, but most of them on my edges anyway. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, and seeing how they have it set up here. It's kind of just in the middle. I shall do that. Raise it up a little bit so we don't cover too much of that strip there. We'll put a dimensional on this side. And I have another piece of my edge. And I'm just going to put a little glue on the back there. I'm not going to worry about trying to get a dimensional in there. I probably could squeeze it under there. I'm not going to worry about it, because these leaves around here, I've already put dimensionals on, so it is well supported already. Friends like you make life beautiful. Right. So yeah, so that's kind of like my message to you, my stampers. Oh, you like it, Steve? Thank you. Thank you. There you go. No, Steve's my neighbor. He likes to see what I'm doing every once in a while. Yeah, he sees me stamping from my window. He sees as he walks by, I wave out my window. Hi. Right, and then here's the envelope. Here's the envelope. I have the envelope. Oh, here we go. Okay, real pretty, right? So here are the 3 cards. Beautiful. So now I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing alternatives, but I'm just going to talk you through a few things that you can think to do. And Steve, if you want to come over and stamp someday, you're welcome. You know where I am. I'm in my perch. I'm on the upper floor here, everybody, so I can kind of look down and see who's walking by. So, like I said, you can take those envelopes and turn those into cards as well. You can take these and cut them apart. Get my extra envelopes here. So just let me show you quickly some things to do. Instead of just having 1 card in 1 envelope, we can turn it into even more. So let's say you cut your card base apart. You can cut it right along that score line, or if you're afraid, well, if this is going to be a layer, you're going to want it at 4 inches anyway. So you can cut it down to 4 inches by 5 1/4 to be another card layer. And then you just trim that part off, and that could be a whole separate card layer. So let's make that one 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to cut off extra greenery down here that I don't think we need. I think I can spare that. All right, you can even cut this down even further and just layer those 2 if you want to do that. But then you're still getting 1 card out of that. So a way to kind of mix it up a little bit is you can even use them separately. So a lot of the colors that are used in here are coral, old olive. I brought out some of those papers. What I do with them? Oh, here they go. Coral, old olive, gray granite, as I've mentioned, Melon Mambo. This is why I need a bigger table. Stuff is piled up under the computer, all over the place. Pepsi Coral, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo, Old Olive, Gray Granite, and there probably are a couple more. But what a great, fun color palette, right? So let's say if I took some Melon Mambo and put that on a card base, always keep an envelope of scored card bases ready to go, because when I get an idea, the last thing I want to do is be cutting all these white pieces. So you have that Bernadette. You can make that into a layer and use those stamps and decorate it if you like. You can make a layer out of this. Let's cut this to 4 by 5 1/4. There's Melon Mambo. I'm not going to finish these cards. I'm just kind of like giving you a little kickstart, a little jump start to what else you can do. Now, if I took this and made it a little smaller, so 3 3/4, I could take off, oops, tiny bit on each side. Make it 3 3/4. Take off 1/8 off each side. I could spare a little more down below, I think. So make that 5. I'm good at saving scraps, guys, but I'm not saving these. Be assured, I'm not going to save the little one. So now you have to start to 2 other cards that normally would have all been 1. You can take some of your die cuts. Take one of these other die cuts. Maybe put another white layer under here. There we go. I would put another white one under there. I have some white here. And let's say if I cut it down to, let's say I could keep that height. You know, it hangs off a little bit. I think that's okay because the frame can be centered. And then I could cut it over here. So I'm centering the frame. So I'm not even measuring. I'm just eyeballing. Okay, let's cut it to there. So that happens to be 2 3/4 inches or thereabouts by 4. 2 3/4 by 4. And so there, what would normally make 1 card, you have to start for 2. Okay, put a sentiment across there with that stamp set or whatever else you might have, right? So that's something you can do. Here's something that I like to do as well. I like to try to keep some of my labels, like my die cut labels. This is from Nested Essentials. I like to keep them, a bunch of them handy. So this is one thing I did this morning. I took my Spotlight on Nature circle dies, put them on a 6-inch wide piece of paper so it fits through my emboss machine. And I just put all those circles on there and ran them through. So now I have a collection of them ready to go. Yep, there we go. And these could look really lovely on the circles as well. Maybe one that's not quite as elaborate. Maybe one of the bigger ones without the eyelet, or maybe with the eyelets. You can offset it, perhaps. Okay, that could look really pretty too, right? So just kind of think out of the box. Look at, some of your options. We can bring in, maybe one of those there. Bam, we got a beautiful card just from stuff I have in front of me here. So what one card now makes two. You can take your envelopes and turn them into cards as well, or parts to your card, because they are so pretty. I've seen some people make cards just out of the envelopes. So like we said, the insides have that pattern on it. So we can certainly use that. We can use the image on the outside, and then you can use your own envelope and stamp a little something on there yourself, so that it ties in that beautiful look as well. So I'm going to cut the flap off of here, and I'm going to go right along that score line, or just to the right of it, so I don't actually get a curl up on the end. Okay. And if I cut that adhesive part off, well, actually what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use my straight edge and turn this into a rectangle. So I'm going to make a straight cut there. And then you don't want to do it on this side, because you might not get a straight cut. So always use a side that you already cut. I'm going to cut the sticky part off, the sealed part. And then straighten out this end, or you don't even have to. You can have like a banner cut at the end, just kind of leave it. Paper is thin and my blade isn't the sharpest, so I am getting some little rough cuts there. So please excuse that. Okay, so now that could be a strip on a card as well. And your envelope, what you can do is, again, using the straight edge, either at the top or the bottom, you can cut a thin sliver off of there. You know, I'm just going to go to my guillotine cutter behind me. So excuse me 1 second. And oh, I have a small one. Maybe I can bring it over here. Maybe that'll be a smoother cut. I have a big one for when I'm doing my bigger papers. I recently got this small one here. So I'm going to just do a thin sliver. So it's going to cut super thin. So it's going to split that envelope there. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Just enough to make it open. And then I'm going to cut this part off. One thing that's nice about the guillotine cutter, you can just have it sort of wrap around the edge. You know where that edge is, just line up with the fold, and then you can cut that. So now you have another layer for a card just from the envelope. And the back is really, really pretty too. So now what you can do is, let's see, this is almost 5.5. You can cut this in half. You can measure it perfectly, or you can eyeball it. I might make the white, what looks like the white side on here, a little bit smaller. So I'm going to cut to 3. I'm going to cut this part down just a little bit for 2 reasons. One, to get a nicer edge. So let's say 4.25, or you know what, I might just do 4. Go down to 4. So then now here's the next front of your card. Just layer it like that. I would probably do it this way so that I could see more contrast. Oh, I'm off the camera there. All right, so just see how you can just kind of start thinking and just put things together real quick. Of course, I would put something a little bit more. Oh, hold on. Well, I would do this with the, I have embossing folder, so that could look really nice. I have this shaded with a peachy color. Obviously, for this card, I would do it in the Melon Mambo, but let's just pretend, because I don't have that handy. But if I just brush a little Melon Mambo over that embossing folder and just layered those on there, you have a very pretty card just from the envelopes, right? And then you put your sentiment or whatever up there, and you're good. So now you have 3 cards where, according to the directions, you normally had 1. Okay, and you put your bling on there too. All right. So there you go. You have some alternative ideas, just kind of giving you ideas to kind of springboard you onto ways that you can extend your designs. So any of the kits you can play around with. Stampin' Up! Has a lot of them. They come out with them very regularly now. All right. And so I will finish up these cards and then show them right here on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, please come back to Facebook if you are on and check me out there. And if don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you follow me on Facebook, I appreciate it if you click the like button. And I know I see a lot of you following me, but it really helps for me to have more likes and official followers in the Facebook eyes. And then they bounce me out to more and more people, to come visit me. And I do appreciate that. Today is the last day for bonus day coupons. Every $50 you spend, you get $5 coupon code for the to be used in August. So spend $100, you get $10, two $5 coupons. They're all going to be increments of $5. You can use them all on one order in August if you like. And you can, there it is. There it is. Okay. And you can use my code. Do I have my new code up here? No, I don't. I didn't change that. That's terrible. Maybe I could do it quickly here. I have a host code. So if your order is under $150, please use this host code DBVTDY4H. Okay, and I'm going to post this up here now. All right, let me see how to do that. Save it. And then show. Here we go. Yay! All right, so June, not June, it's July. Okay, so sorry about that. July host code. And let me just change that here. All right, July. Why is the cap? Oh, because my caps lock is on. Duh. July. Okay, there we go. Yay. All right, so last day for that host code and last day to get the $5 coupons. All right, so thank you so much for popping on today. I appreciate it. If you're watching the replay, thank you as well. And remember, this is July 31st, and that host code and the coupon will not be available after today. So keep that in mind. Keep the paper pumpkins on your radar and don't miss out on another gorgeous one. All right. Oh, by the way, if you do a prepaid paper pumpkin, that means you're paying ahead for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. If you prepay it, as opposed to doing a pay as you go month by month, you can use that will count toward your order of 50 or 100 or 150, right? And then you can get the coupon code for using in August. If your order is 150 or more, do not use the code, because at 150, with anytime you order, you will start to earn host rewards for yourself beginning at 10%. So if you have a $150 order, you're going to be prompted at the end to choose $15 worth of product. All right. And then, if your order is really big, then, it can go up to 12 or even 16%. All right. So if you have any questions, reach out, let me know. And thanks again for hopping on, and happy stamping. Have a great day, everybody. See you Friday for Coffee and a Card. Bye-bye now.